What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got for you a Dragon Link deck analysis with Gman, the man himself. We're going to be looking at the lists he took to the OTS Championships, the winner case, and the regionals. We'll be talking about the tech choices he made in his lists. And if you enjoy it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. And without further ado, enjoy the video. Yeah, just start by let's go through the main deck of the engine with all the dragons, and then we can talk about the hand trap choices after that.
Oh yeah, sure. So basic dragon engine plus the black metal dragon. I see a lot of people that don't like to play black metal dragon, but
Yeah,
this one plays better into draw compared to like Seyfert, because with black metal you get your two searches at a time.
yeah,
This one, if people are like, I don't care about the game, I'm just gonna draw you here, it kinda sucks.
mm.
So because everything goes
Yeah,
in the same chain for the
yeah,
black dragon was a little bit better than into draw, which wasn't the biggest thing for that tournament, because in my opinion draw was very underrated in my opinion
all right.
for that format, because we didn't there was like the 27th of
February.
March March March, so it was like Fluanderies was still very niche. Not many people were picking up that the deck is actually kind of cracked.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
it was.
It
So I
was
didn't feel draw was that
it was just
that great because
I think it was in the end of February because it was just after the Grand Creators had only been out for about a month.
yeah, but back wasn't out for long. Was out for 1 week too.
Mm.
So
And
we already had all the brave flying around.
yeah, and it was the Battles of Chaos just came out, so Flunder had got their new map searcher.
Yeah,
Um,
and the map is crazy.
and I think people discovering the meta was scythe locking, and that's why the Flunders started to pop up.
Yeah, even more because of that, because people just, oh yeah, I'll try soft lock, scythe lock, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, you've got a lot of things to do with dragons. So you've got the black metal package, the 3 safe
Yeah.
credits.
And kill space, quick launch, those are they all start you up,
Yeah.
and then you have a lot of extenders, Nocto Vision, the baby dragons. I'm sorry, this episode extender, Port Dragon, this episode extender as well. Foolish Brew even is episode extender because it gets into this.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the card that I've been trying to find for way too long. It was a card that I can dump off Ravine that summons itself.
Yes.
When just looking back, it was like, oh yeah, 300% I'm playing this card, but you have to remember paying half of your life point is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
It is a lot. Like, you don't want to do that often.
Yeah, like if you get interrupted and you can't make a
Good enough.
a good enough board, you
lose.
just lose. Yeah.
So and also sorry for doing this on Edo. Thanks to Limbook for crashing
Yeah.
and not letting us go there.
Yeah, exactly. So and you're on so 2 abs at the time.
2 apps. For this, after the Auckland Regional, that was the format before, which I was playing smaller. I was playing less one trace and less one Absol.
Yeah.
Was I just want to resolve Ravine to send the Absol and get the tracer. I wasn't valuing this as much as I should, because those is how you win games, when you draw Absol plus kill space, quick launch, or safer.
Yeah.
If you open Absol with those cards, you just get way too much advantage for no real reason.
Yeah, exactly. It's always, as soon as I see a Dragon Link player go Chaos Space, discard abs, I'm shaking my head because I know I'm going to get clapped.
It's one of the best openings of the deck.
And let's see.
You can skip Ravine and just leave it like your Romulus in the action egg for next turn.
Exactly. And people forget that Romulus has a second effect that I also only recently learned. When they summon, if you summon a dragon from the extra deck to its arrow, you can special summon a dragon from your hand.
Yeah, and it doesn't come up often because it can't be used for link summoning.
Yeah,
you have to synchro with it. But it does. It comes up every now and then.
Yeah, like if you want to play around Ogre on your boot because ogres popped up in the format now. It's an
Uh,
option you have.
yeah, but it comes with the effects negated, so it's only good if you do it and summon like a pisty underneath, and then you summon your tracer, then you summon your white,
Yeah,
because that
exactly.
plays around the boot. But you need to first have not used the Absol or have a second tracer or quick launching hand to
Yeah,
your boots
exactly.
will still get over, but you just have less, but you play much harder into nib as well.
Yeah, true. And then you're playing Brotai at the time. That's a card we
Yeah, like Brotar
aren't
is a
seeing too much
like
at the moment.
um Brotar is like it searches any card of your deck.
Very true.
Like it searches any dragon you need. It's one of the easiest ways to search levy, because to get levy you need to
Yeah.
kill space into it, starting a lot, which I have a lot, but most time you will be ending up just adding collapse certain because you need a starter.
Yeah,
But when
yeah,
you have like
yeah.
starter and like safer to light hand trap kill space,
Exactly.
it just
Oftentimes you see Chaos Space as the first play.
yeah, because it's the one that forces your opponent to play into gamma. So if you have gamma, you just gamma then, and
Yeah,
once
exactly.
you gamma at their hand trap, you win the game. There's no way they can come back from that, because you just make a kills ruler for free.
Yeah, exactly. And they've negged themselves one card from hand.
Yeah, and I resolve my kill space. Kill space resolving is like
Yeah,
game ending almost.
exactly. And then the other two cards is for I'm going to ask you about is the World Legacy Guard Dragon.
Card is amazing. Card lets you extend. Helps to play have better into nib. Helps to is like when you do your board, which is not great. Is more of the concept of the mid range
Yeah,
boards. You want to survive so you can kill them in the way back. So whenever you have top deck, War Legacy Guardian is one of the best top decks you can have ever get from
yeah,
going back into your turn, because your opponent will try to interact with all your cards, and then you just step out War Legacy Guardian, bring something back, and then you just keep playing.
yeah, exactly. Cool. So let's have
Uh,
a. So when you talk about
Helps
the
with PC combo as well. A lot of times that because I was playing Apple,
yeah,
it wasn't. I actually hard summoned Apple in my turn very often.
you did.
Yeah, like,
That's
and it's
okay.
not even because like, and the reasons were like Sigmar Dragon resolving this card before Tracer effect.
True.
So you just
And you have your
you
arrows. Yeah.
can because you resolve this spread tracer, so I didn't go into realm, so or into seal at the time, so you can just go into you can go into seal, and then you go into rumbles, and then you link climb into up. Also because of this card. This card is retarded.
This is the undead zombie or the zombie
Yeah,
vampire.
this on vampire. Yeah, like this card, it sends cards from top of your deck to your grave, so you can find
Yeah,
this type of cards in the grave,
exactly,
because this also helps you not to die.
exactly.
Because
And
whenever a card
against
gets monster
you
controls is strike, it just summons it back.
exactly. I mean, it mills 4 of yours and your opponent. So even if your opponent hits a card like Lancia or even Ogre, you can just steal that if it's
Yeah,
better than
I
any
do
of
that
your
often.
mills.
Yeah, I've done that already. Like, I think not in this tournament specifically, but sometimes it comes up like your opponent sends cards. I'm like, I didn't mill anything interesting, but you did,
Yeah, exactly.
and then you
So
just plus it's this card resolving is an IP. So
yeah,
most of the time when I finish on like COIP, it's because of this card.
yeah, exactly. And then
Also, another thing is it puts your kills ruler under, so it doesn't get banished.
yeah, exactly. It saves from
Sometimes
getting
it happens.
banished. Can be quite handy.
Yeah.
Um,
Side deck wise,
yeah.
it was like pretty strange. Token collector like slapped a lot of people. Was great because I played. Uh, Round one was irrelevant. Round two was like a 7 grade. I almost lost, but they got yeah. Apparently, droplets gazelles really strong.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Because that's a good card.
Yeah, and like what else? Round three, I think it was virtual virtual world with Brave, and the round 4 was against you. Round 5 was PK Brave. Round 6
Yeah.
was what was round 6? I think it was Tri Brigade. Yeah,
Ah.
yeah, and then Top Cut was
Mm,
another virtual
yeah.
Brave, and then Eldritch Brave, which was my loss because I bricked. It was the only brick of the entire tournament.
Ah. Okay. So you were
Yeah,
third place after Swiss. Is that right?
yeah, third place after Swiss.
And then, uh, what? What was the brick like? What did the brick look like for you? Do you remember?
It was Black Absol. No, Absol, Nocto, Guard Dragon. Wait,
Yeah, just
I
cut
don't
it.
remember.
You
Absol,
literally
yeah.
can't
It's,
use.
we are in like in a recording this in a. We had recorded this before, but now
Yeah.
like because of COVID and other situations, we just things that
Yeah, we had a technical
they had to
issue
delay this. Yeah.
because it
Oh
didn't
yeah, was
record any
yeah. It
of
was double Lancia.
G-Man's double
Double Lancia.
Lancia.
Double Lancia.
Ah,
Double
okay.
Lancia Nocto Absol.
Ah, yeah, so it was literally unplayable.
And World Elastic Dragon, something like that. But the thing was, there was no normal summon because one normal summon starts me up, and once I start up, I don't think had hand traps.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then you had Phantasma on the side?
Phantasma, yeah. Phantasma was a concession to Sky Striker and Tri Brigade because I knew there were gonna be Tri Brigades, and I want to make Tri Brigades by Brigades, and I wanted to make Sky Striker going from a rough matchup to a fairly easy matchup.
Right.
Think I tried to love sacking people with this.
Yeah, it's a good card.
Didn't draw Lightning Storm, but the tournaments after the hands that I had Lightning Storm, I won the game.
Yeah.
Cosmic Cyclone came drew a few times, but not really relevant.
Yeah, it's just
it's
one
just
removal. Yeah.
one removal banishes the card, which is really good because it deals with Cyclone. Best card against trap decks.
Yeah.
Chamber Titan aside is something that people not often see, but it is really good to point out. Chamber Titan is really good against back row. One, because it is the best auto mine.
Yes. Searchable.
Because searchable auto mine. It stays in the back row, not in the front row, so it can't get nibbed.
Yeah.
And when you have it, most time people won't side Cosmic Cyclones against you. So this will always be alive. This also is free advantage once you have
Yeah, exactly.
starting up. You usually don't want to start up with this. You want to have it in your deck so you still can summon it eventually, or you can run in the middle of this. Drawing this when you go first is alright. Also, the trap to send off droplets, which comes up. It can be relevant. But when you set against back row, you have to get rid of nibs.
Yeah.
You get rid of lances, Gman sometimes, tactics sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's just more good cards against it that I can just put it in just to so I can get rid of the bad cards for the matchup.
Yeah, exactly. All right, shall we have a look at the next your next list, which is for the I think the next event was the OTS.
OTS champs, yeah, OTS champs in Warathon that I won.
Yeah, so let's talk. What changes did you make for the OTS?
In here, I was playing Foolish Burial and Ogre. Foolish because another way to get into Absurd Altars, like a second Ravine.
Yeah.
Non-searchable, but kind of nice having two. And Snow. Snow was great on that tournament, but I had a lot of hands where double hand trap would make the game much easier.
Yeah.
And Ogre, because of the Brave getting better plus still a light.
Right.
It's just way too good to not play.
So in the OTS list, so you cut Ogre.
For no, I put it Ogres in for
you put Ogre taking out the Foolish and the Snow, right?
No, yes. That was the biggest change, and Side deck wise, I think I played Free Lightning Storm over the reboot.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
like Lancia won games
can we jump back
because
to your
Lancia,
winner case list for a sec?
yeah.
So was there supposed to be a shooting riser in there?
No, no shooting right. I don't play the Strudel.
So how do you snow?
So
It's just foolish.
I've done that. It's the we've done the maths. It's a 50 card deck.
Yeah.
So you're just in there. You have a I think it was 10% chance of drawing it
Okay.
in a 50 card deck. I think that was the
Yeah, that
or
sounds
just
about
getting
right.
a piece
Yeah.
of paper. Yeah, like it was roughly 10% chance.
Yeah.
And then if you don't hit the 10%,
Yeah.
you draw a 5 card hand. So your deck has left 45 cards.
Yeah.
When you start playing, you filter through your deck, and
Yeah.
you usually filter around 5 cards.
Yeah.
With this filtering, it's 5 cards. So your deck goes down to 40 cards.
Okay.
And then with your mills, you have Kills Ruler and Zombie Vampire. And you usually have around 40 cards, 40
Right.
or less cards left in your deck.
And you're gonna
And we did the
cycle
math
9.
for
Okay.
hitting your one-off in a pool of 9 with 40 cards, and that was roughly 25% of the time. So 35% of the time, you are going to see snow, which is a bit more than a third of your games you're going to win because you have a snow in your grave.
Interesting. Okay, that's super interesting. I like that.
Yeah. Didn't want to play Strudel, but you still have had really, really, like, a third of the game is, like, it's relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
A third of the games you win because you just have snow.
Alright, cool. Good to clear that out. Let's jump back to that list.
Yeah.
So what was the like meta showing up to this event?
It was for here. We just did straight for Swiss, no cut for pricing.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind, but I always like to play top cut because it's more games this Saturday. I'm there to play Yu-Gi-Oh, so why not spend the third day playing it? So it was basically round 1 against PK Brave, round 2 against. I can't remember what I played against round 2. It was also a long time ago.
Was this did some more Flunder players show up after the winner case?
Yeah, there was one Flunderies. He made top 4 as well. I didn't play against him. I remember it was Brave Danny.
Right, yeah. The pile decks are starting to come.
Yeah, the pile decks were. I mean, from the Creamery, we already knew about the pile, but the rest of the world was discovering it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was just small changes for this event.
Nothing very big.
And the ogres.
Nib was Ogre, because Ogre Nib does effectively the same as Nib Gman. So
yeah, exactly.
In most case scenario, Lancer the card is like, I was waiting for a formal where I could say I can main Lancer and be fine. I was, because in Eternal Format I was almost debating if it was worthy maining Lancer, but because you will auto win half of the meta, but you lose really hard to the other half. So it was really up to how the tournament's gonna be. Funny enough, most of the tournaments, if I made Lancia, I probably would have won more game ones.
Yeah.
Compared to when I wasn't maining Lancia.
Okay.
But back then,
yeah, exactly.
Nowadays I was just waiting for a tournament where I could say, okay, I'm maining for Lancia and I don't care.
Alright, that sounds pretty good. Alright, let's have a look at your final list then. I think there's some more changes, better changes in the last one we talked about.
More changes. Round 3 was against Cyber Dragon.
Cyber Dragon?
It's a deck that it can be rough because you'll see the action monster zone.
Yeah, exactly.
So, especially on Cyber Dragon, instantly outs this year.
Yeah.
So, it can be rough. But this card fixes everything because you just kill the dragons and take it back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then round 4 was a The Link Mirror match.
Okay.
Yeah, The Link Mirror matches are like up to now, since when I came back to play Yu-Gi-Oh, because I did have some a few months off of Yu-Gi-Oh that I was playing Flesh and Blood. I kind of liked the game, so I was just I played it out for like 3 months, but then since I came back, I haven't lost a Dragon Link Mirror match.
Nice, very nice.
So yeah, and then This
So,
was
okay, final list, we've got
the
Droll back in, Nibs out.
Nibs in the side, two only because I couldn't manage to put more in. Droll was because of like how almost North is known for having a lot of laundries.
Okay, yep. This is for the
Because Lost
regionals.
format, the regionals. Lost format, there was the OTS that I made top four. There was Mech involved,
Yeah.
and I played again. I had 4 laundries in a row.
Okay.
And that was pre the quick play spell. So
Yeah.
I lost to 2 times to the same player in the twist and the top cut,
Yeah.
and I won against the other 2.
Okay.
So
Interesting. So that's why
yeah,
Droll's coming in.
draw come in because and
Droplets is
without
good.
DP, drop is really good, Deck's really good, Lancer really
Yeah.
wrecks them, Gamma wrecks them. So like all those cards here are more Flundery centric, but still really good against the entire meta. Funny enough, there were none Flunderies there.
Okay. That's interesting.
All of them they just couldn't make it.
Okay. Understandable. So then it looks
Yeah.
like the deck has been, aside from those hand trap tech changes, is the same. You've cut,
It's the same.
cut
The
Snow
list,
still.
cut Snow still. Snow was a bit of a after playing. I was just like Snow's a bit of a win more, but it was nice to have it for like a longer because those were shorter tournaments.
Yeah.
So I wanted more. I didn't want. I wanted consistency because one loss can knock you out like sometimes. So I wanted to have really consistent deck so I can play like the five of Swiss plus a top cut without breaking.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair enough.
My loss in here for was also breaking. I lost one match where game 3 I bricked. I was going second and I bricked.
Yeah. Just the luck of the game at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But every single other match that I did not break, I was just winning.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, why don't you tell us about this card in your side deck, Aether?
Side deck Aether. There was something else that was coming up a lot, which was Seal getting dropped, and the Seal loses value.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep, I don't want to get followed. I want to have something that Seal summons and interacts. I even thought about siding a super poly, a Fallen of Valbaz and a very generic card that uses it. So at least my Seal, if it gets dropped, I do something.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair enough. Tell us what's Aether do.
Aether, it's Penguin Monster level 6 Dark. When this card is normal special summon, you can target one monster on the field. Banish it.
Yeah, so
it's a win, but because mandatory, it still affects mandatory to summon. It will always be chaining one unless your opponent also has a mandatory effect.
Yeah, exactly.
But we just wait till your opponent has none, and then you seal them.
Yeah. How did you use this card?
A lot. It came up quite often. Every time that I went first, I started this in.
Yeah.
I just usually it was cutting a draw for this.
Right.
Because the usual space that it would go for, it would be the draw because if I had nothing else to side in and I want to go first and put this card, draw is coming out because it's not a lot of dark for kill space.
Yeah, exactly.
So even if I drew this with kill space and no other cards that are playable, at least I can kill space into this.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's really cool. And then it looks like you've cut out the Chamber Dragon Maid packet.
Chamber Tiny. Yeah, just not enough space because I still needed the token collector. Sky Striker is still, Sky Striker. I knew that was gonna be a Trap Brigade Lurla, so I wanted to have this for them because it helps a lot. Helps you to dig into Nib. Because I had also to cut down to 2 Nibs because space in the side deck for this. Plus, I knew that there was going to be a lot of Scythe locking.
Yeah.
So I want to play the triple cosmic.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because this deck, different from the deck that I'm playing right now, which is Drytron. Drytron doesn't hard lose to Scythe locking, it's like you can still do things under side block, but you still don't want to get side blocked, of course.
Yeah, if you can help it.
But this deck,
Yeah.
yeah. But this is basically if I get soft like that lose, so it usually goes in with against PK Praise. Usually goes Token Collectors, Phantasme, Nibiru,
Mm,
Cosmic, and then you get rid of your draws, your talents. You can and then you start picking up your own engine like
yeah, exactly.
Nocto, Chaos Space, Absol, Tracer, even one Synchron sometimes. You can cut Black Metal because try multiples of this sucks.
Yeah.
So you just pick up on cards that can eventually break you to
Mm,
so you don't so when you draw multiples they can break cards that drawn in multiples can break you.
yeah, exactly. The kind
Yeah,
of okay. Oh, cool. So it looks like
yeah,
it worked out well for you.
yeah. It was pretty good. I made top four,
Mm.
uh, and then post top cut. Everyone was hungry at me, my opponent, so we just rolled for it, and he
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, this seems like to be a common theme for these long events sometimes, eh?
Yeah, it was just like we had I think we had enough. Plus, I was the one driving back, and I was like, nah, I want to still drive with daylight.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. What changes have you made since with your Dragon Link decks?
Since I haven't played much Dragon Link after, but I didn't change much from this. I think my like after this, I played locals with this, and I think I pretty much played the same list.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there was anything different, but from top of my mind,
Did you
nothing really from top of my mind. Yeah.
did you have a chance to try out the Hibernation Dragon? Because we've been seeing that around
Uh,
here and there.
yeah, well, there was a card that I thought at first, but then might as well just play double Absol.
Fair enough. I've had
Drawing
other.
Absol is better than drawing Hibernation, even though Hibernation is a normal summon, so you
Mm,
can start up. For example, when I that I break down like
yeah.
Nocto Absol, if I have been if the second it was the second Absol that I if
Right.
instead of the episode was the hibernation because I was on 1-1 instead of 2-2. If it was that case, wow, yeah, it would won me the game, but
Yeah, it seems to
Absol just
be.
won more games
Yeah.
than hard drawing out because as I said, Absol safer, kill space, quick launches, almost an auto win button.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool.
Just
Thanks.
too much advantage that you get
Yeah,
for no
exactly.
reason.
All right, thanks, G-Man. Do you have
Oh good.
any closing shout-outs or thoughts you wanna say?
Like well, I'll start with the shout outs and then I'll do like the lost words. Shout outs first to Team Chaos, Creamery, Card Merchant Hamilton, Cerberus, Sushi Knight, and Valkyrie because those are
Yeah,
those three are the stores that we had the tournament. Sushi Knight is the store that I go to. Really love like them.
cool,
Um,
nice.
Team Chaos and Creamery are the like that's in team. Um, what else? Shout outs to 50 card decks because I've seen a lot of 40 card lists, but the main reason now it comes down to the a bit of explaining of other things on the deck. 50 cards, it was the best number that I could find fit everything that I wanted and still be consistent. I've
Yeah,
tried 60, but it starts to become more inconsistent
yeah,
because you probably will start having to play triple synchron, triple up, so and then you have to start playing chamber in the main, which is really bad. But then you also have stuff space to for a
mm,
third deck, a third ogre, but the payback is not the best for just having an extra 2 cards. It's, mathematically, the payback is not as great, and you still have 3, 6,
mm.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16 cards to go second in
Yeah,
a 50 card
exactly.
deck is still like a really good odds.
Yeah, it's very good.
Like
And
you always draw you pretty much draw one every single game to like half 50% and that's like game one,
Yeah, that's good.
and you
That's
don't
very good.
want and you don't want to draw more than two of this because otherwise you start breaking.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, um, and it's doesn't affect your siding as much as playing 60 cards.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like for this tournament because I had to put the and I had to put the nibs in the side deck. I kind of want to go. I thought about how by how much can I up my how many cards I'm playing,
Yeah,
and I realized no, like going up to 52 might be the limit of the limit,
right.
and then but it still loses consistency on seeing those two cards because you want to see this, and this. In 50 cards is a really good number. For 50, I don't remember the numbers from top of my mind, but 52 it does change quite a bit if you're adding double nibs
Yeah,
in here, for
exactly.
example.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah,
Thanks, G-Man. Thanks for coming on.
no worries. Thanks for hosting me.
Yeah, no problems. Take it easy.